On security, FCT Police Command parade and robbery gang terrorizing Zone E neighborhood at Apo. Plus, Federal Capital Territory Authority orders developers to stop work at Gadwa Estate over encroachments. Good evening, and here is the evening news on NTH Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity Station. I am Aisha Obaali. President Muhammadu Buhari has concluded a two-day spiritual reawakening enterprise in Medina with a guided tour of the holy sites that hold great significance in Islam. He made a strong case for futuristic as well as untainted global education. On House correspondent Adam Musambu reports special prayers were held for peace, unity, and prosperity of Nigeria.
It has been 2 days of intensive prayers and thanksgiving to Allah by President Muhammadu Buhari in the Mosque of the Holy Prophet Muhammad in Medina. The President and members of his delegation, comprising traditional rulers and religious leaders, observed all the prayers at Rauda, a place of immense spiritual and historical significance, where one prayer is equal in reward of 1,000 prayers elsewhere.
It is very significant being the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to come here and worship Allah and also pray for the nation and also to be grateful to the Almighty for the privilege to be the President of Nigeria for almost 8 years now, and also to be thankful to the Almighty for all the successes he has recorded within that period of time.
President Buhari and his delegation were then guided on tour of the specialized Medina Museum. It provides a comprehensive cultural overview of the Prophet, his noble manners, great morals, and flexible teachings in a distinct scientific and research-based approach. The President commended Saudi authorities for deploying latest technologies to preserve and present Islam in its true and pure image. Better understanding of the religion away from its misconstrued teachings and perceptions, he said, is critical towards achieving global peace, harmony, and progress.
The museum summarizes the entire life of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, everything about him, his family, what he used to eat, the cloth he used to wear, and everything. So it is indeed an interesting area, and one interesting aspect, everything has been digitalized. And look at even his words after the visit. He said he had never anticipated that we reached this level of
The holy month of Ramadan is described by Muslim scholars as a month full of mercy and forgiveness of sins. Hakimat Ali in this report highlights the significance of the last 10 days of Ramadan and examines how best Muslim faithful can maximize the benefits that abound.
The last 10 days of the month of Ramadan is one eagerly anticipated by the Muslim faithful when acts of worship gets to its peak. Islamic scholars Sheikh Kabir Adam and Tajuddin Adigun explained that this is due to its peculiarity as stated in the Quran, which was revealed in the month of Ramadan.
Allah made mention that we have revealed the Quran in the night of Laylatul Qadr, which is night of majesty, night of power.
Rasulullah has confirmed in the sound hadith that seek for Laylatul Qadr in the last 10 days of Ramadan. In fact, he also said that seek for it in the odd nights.
In the search for the night of majesty within the last 10 nights, Muslims are enjoined to perform itikaf, seclusion in the mosques, a tradition of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing of Allah upon him.
Muslims should endeavor, those who have the means, male and female, should go and do itikaf. And that is circulation, staying in the mosque, camping yourself for good 10 days in the mosque. You drink there, you eat there, you spend the whole night there, so that you are closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that you are also lucky to meet the night of power.
Even women who are in their menstruation can wake up and offer supplications so that they can be accommodated in the ship of Night of Majesty. Children, their parent can wake them up and do the prayer together with them.
While intensifying midnight prayers, recitation of the Quran, supplication, and other acts of worship are highly recommended by the scholars, as the reward for any righteous act during Laylatul Qadr is said to be equivalent to having performed the same act for over 83 years. Wow! Little wonder scholars maintain no one should be left out. In Abuja, Hakimat Ali, NTA News.
Similarly, all that is needed in the world to make life better is available in the Holy Quran if believers can only dedicate themselves to reciting and embodying the message as embedded in the Holy Book. This was the focus as Islamic scholars discussed on NTA Ramadan flagship companion program, Sahur Life, this Wednesday. Rosemary Motlem Bilal brings us an excerpt of the program.
Quran is the secret scripture from Allah which lays down laws and commandments as well as code for social and moral behavior for the Muslim Ummah. The scholar said, cars and other things can be dismantled and fixed and you come out with a new one, but only Quran remains the way it was revealed to guide the Ummah.
It's an encyclopedia. That anything you could imagine in this world is there. Even the one which you have not even known anything about, the technology that is coming, the technology that we have not known anything about, we did not omit it.
The scholars enjoin Muslims to make the Quran their best companion and do more of charity.
If you give charity, that charity is equivalent to also 80-something years of worship.
Other guests talk on raising responsible children as part of nation building.
It is essential that we raise and pay attention to the younger generation so that when it's their turn to steer the affairs of the Ummah, we will be rest assured that everything will be okay.
Talking about relationship with topic, apology was also talked on today's Sahur Life program.
Allah forgives those who forgive others. We should also accept apology when it comes.
The scholars ended by encouraging believers to always recite the Quran. Rosemary Motlem Bilal, NTA News.
Away from religion now, the newly decorated Assistant Inspector General of Police, AIG Abubakar Sadiq, has handed over the duties of the Office of Commissioner of Police FCT Command to the most senior officer at the command, Deputy Commissioner of Police State Criminal Investigations Department, DCP Ahmad Musa, following his recent promotion to the rank of AIG and subsequent posting to a new duty post. He has similarly directed that all communications should be forwarded to the DCP pending the posting of a new CP to the command. In a statement signed by the FCT Police Public Relations Officer, Josephine added the outgoing AIG expressed his deep appreciation to all the officers of the command for their support and contributions, which earned the command the successes recorded during his tour of duty. AIG Sadiq Abubakar, who has been posted as Commandant Police Academy, Wudil, Kano State, assured that he will certainly miss all the officers of the command, but he is sure in God's name he will meet them again. Still on security, the FCT Police Command has paraded 2 suspects at the Apo Divisional Headquarters for criminal conspiracy and armed robbery. The suspects were allegedly apprehended by the police response team around 2:30 Wednesday morning while they were escaping the crime scene. Correspondent Onotu Yakubu reports.
Caught right in the act, 19-year-old Halifa Hamisu and Dahiru Muazu, 18, are both members of the suspected robbery syndicate. Their team had allegedly successfully robbed some houses in Zone E neighborhood of Apo and were on their way out before they encountered the police response team following the distress call from victims. Dahiru Hamisu is the driver of this golf vehicle which they used in the operation.
He told me to drive him and his friends somewhere. When I asked what they are going to do, he did not say.
Me, I do bad. I ask police, I say sorry. This one, I did because I'm disabled. This is the last.
Police Public Relations Officer FCT Command, Josephine Ade, while parading the suspects, said they engaged the police team in a gun duel before these two were apprehended.
Always trust the police and give us timely and credible information. These are these are also the results of members of the public giving us a very quick call, informing us of the activities.
She hinted that while the police is on the trail of other members of the group on the run, a BMW 5 Series car, 3 flat-screen TV, sound systems, laptops, and machete were amongst exhibits recovered from the robbery suspects. From Apo, Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
The Federal Capital Territory Administration has ordered a developer of an ongoing estate in Gadua to stop work on the site over encroachment. Onezu Yakubu brings us details.
The Director Department of Development Control, Mukhtar Galadima, who led other officials to the site, reveals that the developer of the ongoing estate did not adhere to the plan earlier approved for him by the department, which resulted to the extension of the project work to green area. He added that flouting the city master plan in the name of development will no longer be tolerated.
Plus 688 is for recreational park, but then they encroach some certain amount of spaces therein. So now, since they are contesting based on our own arguments, so we have called surveyors now to come and investigate the whole site, because most likely maybe there is shift on ground from the original space allocated. So we want to confirm.
In a related development, the director also ordered another developer on Oladipo Road within Gadua district to also stop work over unapproved development.
People should not just go beyond their boundary. That is the message. Nobody should go beyond his boundary, and you must always build or develop in line with what was approved for you.
With this altercation between the contracting firm and the city managers, experts believe more needs to be done to avoid the occurrence of this unfortunate development in the territory. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
The pain of war knows no tribe or religion. War engulfs everyone, rich or poor. Homes are destroyed, emptied by the darkness of war. During war, everybody loses, nobody wins. The innocent pays the price of our ego with their blood. They are badly affected by a decision they didn't make. Dialogue is the only way out. We are stronger together. We should never separate. We are one Nigeria. Our oneness, our strength, our beauty.
Let's join our sports desk for Sports Brief.
Nigeria's under-17 boys under the tutelage of FIFA Cadet World Cup winning captain Nduka Ogbade are gearing up for a final training camp in Germany ahead of the Africa Under-17 Cup of Nations due in Algeria between 29 April to 19 May 2023. Ogbade insists that the technical crew is not resting on its oars as they get set to pick the team that will go on the final training camp and onwards to Algeria. Still on football, Napoli captain Giovanni Di Lorenzo insists that the team can perform well against AC Milan without the presence of the Serie A top scorer Victor Osimhen in the game. Osimhen, who has made 5 appearances for Napoli in the Champions League this season with 4 goals, is currently suffering from a muscle injury he sustained while on international duty with Nigeria in March. Napoli are expected to face AC Milan tonight in the first leg of the UEFA Champions League quarter-final clash. Similarly, Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen has declared that his major goal is to win the African Football of the Year award. The Nigerian international made this known in an interview with newsmen. Talking handball, Nigeria's under-18 girls began their IHF Trophy Women African Zone 3 phase in Ghana on Tuesday with a whooping 61-16 victory over Liberia on day 1 of the championship. Nigeria were to play Niger Republic in the very first match of the under-18 category early on Tuesday, began paired to play against Liberia after Niger Republic pulled out of the competition with sports brief Francis Kabile, NTA News.
And it is that sports brief that we conclude the English version of the news. Please stay tuned for translation. Good evening.
ma gbaje we shaje wo wona biku jakpeda yi wa na ba sha ba dai wo mo praise so ayuba woni wa go anabaje gai anabaje sidai inge AIG Abubakar Sadiq wo be shin ekin da Abu Sibi da sana gban la wa tintin shi ba kokoi e chapwa ya ga inge DCP Ahmed Musa wa shi abawa bo nyalo asana zana gban abai na bai baba an cewa godo titin shi yake na Abu Sibi da bada go gan ya Josephine ade wada inga AIG Sadiq bai na za ina bai baba inge an mwamwanya wowai an la wata shi ba shabalo Kano zanagmanye wada inga oba inga awa azayo ko lo na titin shi ba kwai amona yo titulo inga baba jaje ge ina atitin shi ba gizi na Abu Sibi da titin shi ba ku afi gago gwan ba fi an mbai washi mba atitin shi ba onote Yakubu wadai inge Abu Sibi da bai wa afie na yen mlai saka gwan ba bai busia bai ku abanu ko izashin inge Abu Sibi da zana gban badai inge zosahai wala banu ko niki inge wotaye inge aza bata sasifi inge zana yon wa bu shado intige Abu Sibi bala a zapui lawu baze zanu ko jin inge zana anabaji aje godo dai inge gwamnati kin zina ta shi ba FCTA bala bagbatuga inge gbadagun ayakun bajami ingaduwa inge baku ayakun mi tutni shi kpagimbo inge onze Yakubu wadai inge gwamnati lapta pya intige kwashi abo abanu gwamnati bashi abanu gwamnati godo inge ayakun mi ye bala aza abasa bai batafi gwamnati bagbatulo ayakun miyan bai la lefi ina za aba koye kwashi aba banu ta aba nu koy ba jogodu ntu ina abe pia banu FCT bala tutni kwayin pagi ngadu asapa na baba fi bagbatu ekinzina ayakun miyan ama agbaja na bai ku ze beji ado wo su shekwasi won fi na gbada sai su
masu kallonmu barkanmu da yammaci ga fasarar takaitattun labarai mai karantawa Isiyaku Buhari Suleja. Sabon wanda aka kawata da lambar girma a matsayin mataimakin inspector general na 'yan sanda Abubakar Sadiq ya mika aikinsa na matsayinsa na kwamishinan 'yan sanda na babban birnin tarayya zuwa ga babban jami'in hukuma na sashin wanda shine mataimakin kwamishinan 'yan sanda na jiya ta gefen binciken masu aikata laifuka DCP Ahmed Musa biyo bayan samun karin girmansa zuwa mataimakin inspector general da kuma samun canjin wajen aiki ya kuma bayar da umarni da cewa duk waɗansu ayyuka da suka shafi ofishinsa a kaiwa mataimakin kwamishinan har sai an samu sabon kwamishina. Hukumar 'yan sanda na babban birnin tarayya ta baje kolin wa'esu wayanda ake zargi da aikata miyagun laifuka har da fashi da makami. Wakilinmu Onotu Yakubu ya ruwaito mana da cewa hukumar ta baje kolin nasu ne a hedikwatan 'yan sanda da ke Afo, wanda ake zargin an kama su ne da misalin karfe 2:30 na safe ranar Laraba a lokacin da tawagar 'yan sanda ke kan bakin aiki. Sun yi kokarin samun tsira daga hannun 'yan sanda wanda hakan ya ci tura. Hukumar babban birnin tarayya ta umarci masu yin kwangilan gina gidajen rukuni na zamani da ake yi a yanzu a Gaduwa da su dakata da aikin a wajen. Wakilinmu Onozi Yakubu ya ruwaito mana cewa dakatar da aikin ya biyo bayan tsallake iyakan da aka bayar na yin gine-ginen. A jawabin daraktan hukumar kulawa da ci gaban babban birnin Muktar Galadima a lokacin da ya jagoranci tawagarsa zuwa wajen, ya bayyana cewa masu aikin ba su bi tsarin da aka yi na aikin ba, shi yasa aka dakatar da gudanar da ayyukan. Jama'a, ƙarshen fasarar takaitattun labaran kenan, mu kwana lafiya.
Ekele m gị n'ịnọnyere anyị n'akụkọ ụwa nke uhuruchi a. Ọka akọ ka bụkwa m Rachel Ifi Ono. Gere akụkọ ụwa n'uju ya. Onyeisi ndị uwe ojii ọhụrụ bụ AIG Abubakar Sadiq enyefela ya bụ ọkwa n'aka onye kacha n'ọkwa ndị uwe ojii bụ DCP Ahmed Musa n'ihi mbuli elu n'ọkwa emere ọhụrụ. Ya bụ nwa amadi ranyekwara ihe niile n'aka ya bụ DCP ruo mgbe a ga-ahọpụta onyeisi ndị uwe ojii ọzọ. Ọnụ na-ekwuru ndị uwe ojii n'isi ala Josephine Ade mekwara ka ịmata na AIG na-apụ apụ gosipụtara obi ụtọ ya ma kelee ndị uwe ojii ndị ọzọ ya na ya rụkọrọ ọrụ n'ihi nkwado ha. Ndị uwe ojii n'isi ala anyị akpọgharịala mmadụ abụọ a na-eyo eyo n'aka ha dị na izu ori. Onotu Yakubu wetara akụkọ na ejidere ha mgbe o jiri ọkara gafee elekere aya abụọ nke ụtụtụ n'ụbọchị Wenezdee mgbe ha na-achọ ịgbapụ ebe ha nọ mee ya bụ mpụ. Ọ kọwakwara ndị a na-eyo eyo dịka Khalifa Hamisu gbara afọ 19 nakwa Dahiru Muazu dị afọ 18. Ọ gakwara n'ihu kwuo na ha na ndị otu ha ezuola ori n'ụfọdụ ụlọ dị na Zone E dị n'okporo dị n'akụkụ Apo Resettlement tupu aka ndị uwe ojii akpara ha. Gọọmenti isi ala anyị enyela onye ji ọrụ otu esteti dị na Gaduwa iwu ka ọ kwụsị ya bụ ọrụ n'ihi na o tinyere aka n'ogige ndị na-ekwesịghị ekwesị. Onozi Yakubu wetara akụkọ na onyeisi n'ụlọ ọrụ na-ahụ maka mmepe obodo Muktar Galadima mgbe ya na ndị ọrụ ya garuru na ya bụ esteti kpughere na onye ji ya bụ ọrụ agbasoghị ntụziaka enyere ya maka nke a. Ya bụ nwa amadi kwụsịkwara onye ji ọrụ n'okporo ụzọ Ladipo Dia dị na Gaduwa n'ihi na ọ nabataghị ya bụ ọrụ. Onye ọma na-ege ntị, ọ gwụla ka ọ ha anyị n'ọnụ bụ akụkọ ụwa nke uhuruchi a. Chebirikwa anyị n'ihe oge a echi niile. Ndewo.
Ẹ kálẹ́ o, ìròyìn ló ń dé sí ẹtìbọn láti lè ṣe amóhùnmáwòrán ìkànnì karùn-ún l'Àbújá. Ọláyínká Adéníyì ni oníròyìn yìí. Igbákejì ọ̀gá ọlọ́pàá pátá èyí tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ gboyè tuntun ìyẹn AIG Abubakar Sadiq ti yọ̀ǹda iléeṣẹ́ kọmíṣánná ọlọ́pàá ìlú Àbújá fún ọ̀gá tó jùlọ ní ibi iṣẹ́ ọ̀hún ìyẹn igbákejì kọmíṣánná ọlọ́pàá DCP Ahmed Musa. Ó wá fi kún wípé gbogbo iṣẹ́ àti ìṣe èyí tó wù kó jẹ́ ní kí wọ́n máa darí sí ọ̀dọ̀ DCP Ahmed Musa ọ̀hún tí yóò fi di ìgbà tí wọ́n ó bá yan kọmíṣánná ọlọ́pàá tuntun fún ìlú Àbújá. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀ tirẹ̀, agbẹ́dẹ́gbà fún àwọn ọlọ́pàá ìlú Àbújá Omidan Josephine Adé fìdí rẹ̀ múlẹ̀ wípé AIG ọ̀hún ti fi dídùnnú rẹ̀ hàn sí gbogbo àwọn tó bá ṣiṣẹ́ látàrí ìṣípòpadà rẹ̀ sí ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga àwọn ọlọ́pàá tó wà ní Wudil ní ìpínlẹ̀ Kano. Iléeṣẹ́ àwọn ọlọ́pàá tó wà nílùú Àbújá ni wọ́n ti ṣàfihàn àwọn afurasí adigunjalè méjì ní ẹ̀ka iléeṣẹ́ wọn tó wà ní Apó nílùú Àbújá. Àwọn afurasí ọ̀hún ni wọ́n ṣàwárí wọn ní aago 2:30 òru ní kùtù hàì ọjọ́ òní níbi tí wọ́n ti ferege lẹ́yìn iṣẹ́ jàǹdùkú wọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí aṣojúkọ̀ròyìn wa Ọ̀nàtú Yakub ṣe jábọ̀. Ilé-iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣàkóso olú ìlú Nàìjíríà Àbújá FCTA ti pàṣẹ wípé kí wọ́n dáwọ́ iṣẹ́ dúró ní ìletò Gàdúwà lórí iṣẹ́ ilé kíkọ́ tí wọ́n ń ṣe níbẹ̀ látàrí wípé wọ́n kọjá ààlà wọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí Ọ̀nàzè Yakub aṣojúkọ̀ròyìn wa ṣe jábọ̀. Ó fi kún wípé ọ̀gá àgbà ilé-iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣètò ìdàgbàsókè ìlú Àbújá ṣàlàyé nínú ọ̀rọ̀ tirẹ̀ wípé kọ̀ǹgílá tó ní àwọn ilé ọ̀hún ni wọ́n ti kìlọ̀ fún tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ pé kó dáwọ́ iṣẹ́ dúró ṣùgbọ́n tó kọ̀ tí ikún tó ròyìn àwọn kò ní jù báyìí lọ. Yẹmú lónìí kan bọ́ àgbọ̀nsàyẹ̀ lónìí họ́wùhọ́wù èmi rẹ̀ lájọ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà yìí o ẹ jẹ́ aṣẹ́kó dára ọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan láòjí o kásùn láyọ̀.